Shop local, dine local, listen local, love local. Small businesses in the Algoma area have been a huge part of our community. Now is the time to show our support for them. From local markets to retail stores, music venues, and restaurants, small businesses make up the backbone of our community. So go on, embrace all they have to offer by shopping, dining, listening, and loving local. Visit ssmcoc.com to learn more or to join the Chamber today.
We all know that 705 Sports loves to take questions from the community, and we're looking to go one step further. Send in your video question and it will be used on the show. Dan and I will break down your question and answer it the best to our ability so you can really feel you're a part of the 705 Sports community. 705 Sports airs every Friday at noon on TV and Sioux Online's Facebook page, plus our video on demand service at SiouxOnline.com. We all know that 705 Sports loves to take questions from the community, and we're looking to go one step further. Send in your video question and it will be used on the show. Dan and I will break down your question and answer it the best to our ability so you can really feel you're a part of the 705 Sports community. 705 Sports airs every Friday at noon on TV and Sioux Online's Facebook page, plus our video on demand service at SiouxOnline.com.
Shop local, dine local, listen local, love local. Small businesses in the Algoma area have been a huge part of our community. Now is the time to show our support for them. From local markets to retail stores, music venues, and restaurants, small businesses make up the backbone of our community. So go on, embrace all they have to offer by shopping, dining, listening, and loving local. Visit ssmcoc.com to learn more or to join the Chamber today. Superior Adult Learning provides free one-on-one support to help you reach your goals. Improve your reading, writing, and math skills, become more independent, and increase your employability. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now. Superior Adult Learning is looking for volunteers who want to make a difference in our community and help others reach their full potential. In only a few hours a week, you can help our learners achieve their goals and set them on a path towards a successful, independent future. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now.
We're back.
Ready or not, here we
are, because,
I think we're called First Local. I'm not sure if.
Yeah.
Or is this First Local? Yeah.
Tuesday, January the 4th. And here we sit before you once again. So, we're ready to reestablish order in our society because we take a week off and look what happens. Look at what happens.
It's
Betty
my
White
fault.
died.
It's my fault.
Betty White passes away, Omicron just continues
Taken
its
over.
march.
Yeah.
Here
we are,
restrictions, here we
2022.
are.
What's really amazes me that we're 22 years into this millennium. What's the word?
Millennium.
Blah, blah, blah. I can't believe it's been 22 years. I still remember.
You remember
The turn-
the
the
panic
turn
at
of the century.
Y2K?
Yeah.
Shut off your computers before midnight.
Yeah. All
Because
that.
nothing's going to happen.
And really, here we are again, 22 years
Yeah.
later, and we have just
Yes.
other things to worry about. But,
Yes.
But I hope you all had a great holiday season and got you what you wanted. And
Or at the very
peaceful
least
and
got
happy.
through it. Yes.
Yes,
Did you get
yes.
through it?
I did.
I did, yeah.
Wish
yeah.
it was still there.
Well,
But,
other holidays are on the horizon. So.
unfortunately, we do have a lot of news to tell you about. Unfortunately, we have restrictions, and I can't believe the poor restaurants and bars are going to be hit again.
Rumored
like,
closures, voluntary closures, they just can't deal with it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how they're
Tracking in a few of those, I think, right now.
They're staying afloat, but best of luck to them. So Heidi's got all your news coming up. I got your weather. You're going to want to stick around for that because there's some good news there. Right now, let's send it to Heidi for news.
Well, here we go. This is going to be an exercise in controlling my facial response, which has always been a weak point for me because typically what I choose to keep inside comes out on my face like newsprint. Doug Ford is ready, apparently. So for those of you who missed the clip, we're going to bring it to you on time because the reported time that was given to the public, of course, was delayed by about 16 minutes, presumably because he was backstage going, So let's just go to the clip and then we'll discuss.
But even so, with Omicron surging across Ontario at a current rate, Ontario Health modeling tells us we could be thousands of beds short in the coming weeks. We can't let that happen. This data is clear call to further action. We must do everything in our powers to protect our hospitals and to assure our frontline workers aren't overwhelmed. We've been adding new beds across the province for many months and will continue to do so. The investments we've made in our hospitals are larger than any previous government in the history of Ontario. But with a variant as infectious as Omicron, with spreads like nothing we've seen before, added capacity alone isn't enough. We need to implement measures that further reduce contacts and mobility. Effective Wednesday, January 5th at 12:01 a.m., Ontario will return to a modified Step 2 of the roadmap to reopen. The plan will be released before we confronted Omicron, laid out two clear reasons why we would implement province-wide measures. First, the introduction of a new variant. Second, if our healthcare system was threatened. Today, we face both of these. Our plan demands that we implement additional public health measures. Minister Elliott will share details with you shortly on what exactly this entails. But it will mean the closure of more indoor spaces where we know the risk of transmission is higher, especially with Omicron. But let me be clear, these will be targeted and they will be time limited. The immediate goal of these measures will be to blunt the latest wave so we can ease the pressure on our hospitals and allow more time to deliver these all-important booster shots, which continue at a tremendous pace. Because vaccines remain the key to our long-term success.
Well, in case that little teaser wasn't enough for you, you're certainly welcome to go to our website where you can witness the full blow-by-blow of Doug Ford talking. And speaking all of the words. Certainly, yes, Minister Elliott did come on post-Ford to lay down the righteous regulations that we're returning to. And to reiterate, Doug Ford did say that these will be targeted and these will be time limited. All right, so just I'm going to just go through the highlights because, you know, they are extensive and can I say invasive? That's a Heidi word. That's my position on that. Extensive and invasive. Anyway, here are the highlights. Again, you can go to our website. We have summarized it delightfully for you. You can see the video in its entirety. You can read through all of the words. Here are some of the measures that we're returning to. Reducing social gathering limits to 5 people indoors and 10 people outdoors, limiting the capacity at organized public events to 5 people indoors, requiring businesses and organizations to ensure employees work remotely unless the nature of their work requires them to be on site. Yes. Limiting capacity at indoor weddings, funerals, and religious services, rites, ceremonies to 50% capacity of the particular, the particular room. Outdoor services are limited to the number of people that can maintain 2 meters of physical distance. Social gatherings associated with these services must adhere to social gathering limits. Retail settings, including shopping malls, permitted at 50% capacity. For shopping malls, physical distancing will be required in lineups. Loitering will not be permitted, and food courts will be required to close. Personal care services permitted at 50% capacity and other restrictions. Saunas, steam rooms, and oxygen bars are closed. So it goes on and on. There's like a whole nother page of this. Of course, closing the indoor dining at restaurants, bars, and other food or takeout establishment. This January, outdoor dining will remain permitted with restrictions. Takeout, drive-through, and delivery is also permitted. So, get yourself to a patio. Restricting the sale of alcohol after 10 p.m. and the consumption of alcohol on premises in businesses or settings after 11 p.m. with delivery and takeout, grocery, convenience stores, and other liquor stores exempted. Okay, and it does go on. There are at least another 10 points that I will invite you to our website at SueOnline.com to go ahead and take a look. Sorry, Mike, you're talking in my ear. This is some very important information that I'm relating, and you're like doing that. Yeah, you're giving me cues. You're giving me something, that's for sure. Okay, next. Of course, post announcement, there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of feedback. Ontario businesses, workers are disappointed in the new round of closures, capacity limits. Obviously, most businesses are fretting about the futures of their companies as the workers are bracing for layoffs after the province, of course, levied these new measures. Some are being forced to close their doors temporarily and others to limit visitors. Although it has not been fully confirmed, so I will not name a name, I do know of at least one business locally that is announcing their closure. But until I have that verified, it would be irresponsible and unfair of me to indicate. So the latest public health measures, of course, affecting restaurants, bars, retail settings, shopping malls, personal care services. So obviously there's going to be some feedback. There's going to be some concerns. I really do feel personally, once again, not the opinion of Superior Media, my coworkers, this is Heidi, clearly something had to be done. Whether or not this was the right step to take remains to be seen. So, as always, I will watch and wait. I encourage everybody not to judge, show compassion, do the things that resonate with you. Read the information, digest and process what makes sense for you, do what is right for you, and respect everybody else's right to do the same. All right? Everything else is just unnecessary and confrontational. What? Okay, and over to Craig.
Such a nice segue, too. But we do, you know what, Heidi? Normally at this time of year, we have about 40 centimeters on average of snow on the ground. We only have around 10 right now, so we're not doing all that bad. We are going to add to that, though, over the next couple of days, and I'll explain that coming up in your 3-day forecast. But we're taking a live look at our City Hall and our St. Mary's River, and it looks very calm right now. We have some cloud to worry about. Nothing in those clouds yet, but they eventually will start producing some snow later on this afternoon. Let's take a look at your 12-hour forecast. This is what we look like. For your morning, we're currently sitting at around -9. We are going to warm up to about -5 in the next couple of hours, but -2 for your afternoon, and that's when we're going to start seeing those snow showers approach from the south. And it looks like we're going to see about 2 to 4 centimeters from that. That's going to last into your evening. Temperatures dipping down to -6, which is still well above seasonal, but -9 for your overnight. And we are going to get colder and consistently colder for the overnight period. I'll tell you just how cold we're going to get for the overnight period and just how much snow we can expect in the next couple of days. I'll do that in just a bit. Heidi?
Well, thanks for that, Craig, and nice to know that there's still more snow coming, but not as much on the ground as ordinarily we would see this time of year. I've also noted that it was warmer today than I expected it to be, so fantastic. Anyway, we're going to take a break now and send it over to the world of our sponsors, where you can hear from the likes of Maker North, basically solving problems of all sorts every day, even during these times. All right, go fill your cup and come on back. Superior Adult Learning provides free one-on-one support to help you reach your goals. Improve your reading, writing, and math skills, become more independent, and increase your employability. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now. Shop local, dine local, listen local, love local. Small businesses in the Algoma area have been a huge part of our community. Now is the time to show our support for them. From local markets to retail stores, music venues, and restaurants, small businesses make up the backbone of our community. So go on, embrace all they have to offer by shopping, dining, listening, and loving local. Visit ssmcoc.com to learn more or to join the chamber today. First Local, supported by Maker North, 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes. Well, good morning and welcome back. Tuesday, January the 4th, 2022. I just really like to say that. I really do feel that 2022 is going to be an exceptional year. So hold tight to that because my word is good. All right. So obviously there was a lot for me to kind of sift through on the website and on news sites throughout the world. I do try to focus on the local, and I do try to hit on the things that I think would have some relevance to us. I think, particularly in light of the provincial conversations around protecting our hospitals, because certainly that was a recurring message throughout the announcement on Monday, this need to protect our hospitals by implementing these time-limited measures. So, of course, locally, Dan did reach out to Sioux area hospitals. As you know, we've been posting some numbers. You know, we're going to talk about that too. You know, record numbers, new and active cases reported over the past several weeks. You know, because obviously I think our viewership, I'm interested, want to know what kind of an effect it may or may not have on our hospital's capacity, the staffing levels, for example. So it might interest you to know that Sioux Area Hospital employs over 1,500 people from the Siouxan area. So it was asked what equates to a status of services statement, and received the following response from Brandy Sharp-Young, who is the manager of communications and media services for Sioux Area Hospital. And Brandy did say at this time, Sioux Area Hospital remains in a relatively stable position. However, we have seen an increase in our COVID-19 admission rate, and I will give you those exact numbers, so don't panic at that statement. We currently, and this number has dropped since, we currently have 8 COVID-19 admissions. We have been monitoring COVID-19 activity within our hospital, our community and province throughout the pandemic. We have surge plans in place to address hospital capacity needs and health human resource needs. With the recent announcement of the reinstatement of Directive 2 effective Wednesday, January 5th, 2022, which requires all non-emergent and non-urgent surgeries and procedures to cease, Sioux Area Hospital will postpone non-emergent and non-urgent surgeries and procedures that can be safely delayed. Additionally, healthcare providers will consider rescheduling in-person events to virtual visits or phone appointments, or rescheduling in-person visits to a later date when appropriate. Impacted individuals will be notified directly and are asked not to contact the hospital at this time. The ongoing review of activity within the hospital will be completed with care and consideration for the needs of the patient. All urgent and emergent surgeries and procedures will continue to be provided. So there's the update on the hospital. Relatively stable and still operating at capacity. All right, so let's just get the COVID numbers over with. I'm not going to go and rehash the last week. It was posted to our website every day as we received the information from Algoma Public Health. So as far as I'm concerned, we're starting fresh. So as of yesterday, Algoma Public Health is reporting 24 new cases of COVID-19 and 24 new cases, which is actually a significant decrease for the third day in the row. Of the 24 cases, 20 are from Sault Ste. Marie and area, 2 from Central and East Algoma, and 2 from Elliott Lake and area. So the number of active cases locally in this moment has increased to 571, with 1,710 now being categorized as resolved, and another case added to the hospital, bringing that number to 4, which is down from the statement that we received from Brandy Sharp-Young. However, her statement was received a few days ago. Okay, so there that is. Provincially, Ontario is reporting 13,578 new infections, and that's as of yesterday, slightly down from what was reported on Sunday. The 7-day average has now reached 14,074, which is up drastically from a week ago when it was at 7,550. Elliott did say that there are 248 people in intensive care with COVID-19. Okay. Which is an increase of 24 compared with Sunday's report. For general hospitalizations, Elliott said there are 1,232 people with COVID, up from 1,117 reported the previous day. Later on in the show, we're going to talk about how the province is moving forward with a different format, different ways of reporting. They have received some feedback with regards to how they've been accounting for the numbers, so we're going to get into that. Sorry, Mike, one more time. 30 seconds to Craig. Okay, well, I can get DSAB in 30 seconds, no worries. Okay, so, and in line with, checking in with the hospital, of course, we want to know how our frontline responders are holding up. So Dan did check in because we had been receiving reports of paramedics having to self-isolate due to COVID-19, and this is not new. It's been happening throughout the duration of the virus. We tend to see an increase with each wave. So with reports of services across the province also facing staffing issues, we did reach out to the District of Sault Ste. Marie Administration Board CEO Mike Nadeau for confirmation of our current services capacity during this pandemic. He did provide this statement: although there have been challenges during a changing and fluid environment. It's like these new buzzwords, fluid, changing and fluid environment. I can confirm that our paramedic service is currently operating as per our regular deployment plan. Throughout the pandemic, our paramedics have performed their duties focused on excellence, using best practices, adhering to the recommendations of public health officials. We are very proud of the service and the vital role that paramedics continue to provide during the pandemic. We are very concerned with the Omicron variant and encourage the community to continue to remain vigilant and to follow all public health regulations. All right, and on that note, I'm going to give you some time to digest and reflect on these words of weather from Mr. Craig Huckerby.
Thanks very much, Heidi. Hopefully I remember how to do this. It's been a while, but we'll try our best. We have a little bit of good news for our forecast, our first forecast of 2022, and that is we're going to see our temperatures actually moderate upwards towards almost a freezing mark for today and tomorrow, but we do have some snow to worry about, and this is along this boundary right here. And we call it a boundary because to the north is very, very cold, to the south is very, very warm, And in this boundary, that's where we're going to start seeing some snow accumulation later on this afternoon. We'll take a look at the radar. We're not looking all that bad right now. We're just seeing these clouds kind of roll in, so nothing to worry about there. As far as temperatures go today, we're actually slightly above seasonal. We're going to see temperatures of about -2 later on this morning into our afternoon. -12 though in Wawa, -17. It's kind of cold in Timmins, and they're going to get a lot of snow as well from this system coming in. Let's take a look at the board and we'll show you what is happening. So here's that boundary. This is drawn for later on this afternoon into our evening. This snow here is kind of making its way up along this boundary. And again, to the north it's cold, to the south it's warm. So we're picking up that southerly flow today, and that's where we're seeing our temperatures around -2, which is well above seasonal. We should be seeing about -6 for our daytime high. But we do have a series of low pressure systems to worry about, so we're going to see temperatures up and down for the rest of the week. Let's take a look now at your forecast for the next 3 days. Today, I put a little bit of sun in there. I was being hopeful that we'll see some sun this morning, but mostly cloudy right now, and those flurries are going to start to kick in later on this afternoon. Right now, the call is 2 to 4 centimeters going into the overnight and into our day. Wednesday, we have another shot of more snow as temperatures kind of dip a little bit to seasonal. We're expecting to see anywhere from 2 to 4 centimeters for our day Wednesday, substantially more to the north where they could see snow accumulation around 10 to 20 centimeters in between here and Wawa. And for Thursday, we bring out a little bit of sun and we calm down a little bit, but boy, do we ever get cold again. -12 for a high, and it's the overnight temperatures that are really going to make things very frigid here in the Sioux. I'll tell you more about that coming up in the 7-day. Right now, let's send it right back to Heidi.
Well, thank you for that. I'm excited. I just noticed we had somebody apparently from the Bahamas watching. Wow. Good times. Wish I was there with you. Did you know that you can actually relocate? You can move to Jamaica for $109 US and a letter of employment. There's a factoid for you. Anyway, while you consider that and start maybe packing your bags, let's go back into the world of our sponsors. Hey, we've even got Superior Adult Learning. Did you know that they used to be Program Read and they rebranded? Superior Adult Learning. Give them a call. Superior Adult Learning is looking for volunteers who want to make a difference in our community and help others reach their full potential. In only a few hours a week, you can help our learners achieve their goals and set them on a path towards a successful, independent future. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now. Good morning and welcome back. Tuesday, January the 4th. So again, continuing with my scour of things that might be important to people locally. On the heels of the announcement on Monday, I am, I guess relatively pleased to indicate that there are no imminent changes for Sioux College after the announcement. Because obviously parents and people who have to listen to parents wail and gnash their teeth in anger and passive rage. Thousands of students will be put back on virtual learning. However, Sioux College has indicated they have no immediate change. We did reach out. Rick Webb did make a statement. As you know, he said with COVID-19, here it is again, it's an ongoing fluid situation. Buzzword. And throughout this pandemic, we've reacted to any directives and new changes from public health or the province. And Rick Webb, for those of you who don't know, Director of Corporate Communications for Sioux College, He said, we do stay on top of those developments. So clearly, if anything changes, we'll be sure to let the public know. Now, prior to Christmas break, the school announced that it would be delivering courses remotely for the most part. The only exemption was applied to those students requiring on-campus practical learning, and those would be the only students required on campus. So we've also reached out to Algoma U to find out if they are mulling any changes to announce. We will keep you posted as that information becomes available. Say again, Mike? Okay, 2 minutes to social media. Get your comments in now. All right, I did tell you that we would be touching base on how the province is changing its way of reporting hospitalizations. I think it's more important that we maybe open up the discussion with regards to, the students going back to the virtual learning for 2 weeks. There's that number again. So we're going to do that, and I will come to you tomorrow with information about the changes in the provincial reporting. So obviously, it's been announced, and so everybody's bracing for another stint of virtual education. And this is going to last for at least 2 weeks. So in this moment, the planned return to the classroom, which was originally slated for tomorrow, will now take place no earlier than January 17th, though the province has said that date will be reassessed based on public health indicators. So Ford did indicate that the 2-week pause on in-person classes would provide much needed time for vaccines and public health measures to blunt the soaring daily counts, which reached record highs above 18,000 on the first day of the new year. He did indicate, he acknowledged, I know that online learning isn't ideal, but above all else, I want to provide parents and students with certainty, not the turmoil of school closures because not enough staff were available to teach the kids. So the move to virtual classrooms has been anticipated in some quarters before the winter break. Several school boards, including at least the school board that I'm associated with locally, they had proactively asked students to take home their personal belongings as well as the assigned electronic devices as they prepared for the possibility of a switch to remote learning in 2022. The latest announcement still came as a disappointment, for parents far and wide, myself included. However, once again, and this includes the people who govern our province, everybody, I like to believe, is making the best decisions that they can with what they have to work with, whether it's on this side of the argument or that side of the argument, and everybody deserves their rights and their respect for making their choices. Okay, let's be done with this stuff because I don't want to talk about it anymore. Craig, let's look at some social media
let's do
here.
that.
We've got some people.
I think we're going to have a lot of people.
Jim Whitty, I wish there was a prize. He beats everybody to the punch. Our first comment for the year 2022. Jim Whitty, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, sir. Bradley Evoy, good morning. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Bradley, and a good morning to you. Jim Whitty, good morning, Brad Whitty, or Brad Evoy. See what happened there? You guys talk to each other too much. I'm starting to kind of marry you in my mind now. Margaret McKay, good morning all. Happy New Year, everyone. Good morning, Margaret. So nice to see your name again. Happy New Year to you. Jim Whitty, it's another COVID year. Stop that. It's starting off COVID-y. We still have at least 361 days to get this stuff under control, right?
Yep.
See that fast math that I just did in my head?
Yes, I know. I'm impressed. And it's not even 8:30 yet.
And I still have at least 3/4 of a cup of
We're looking up for
spectacularly.
2022.
My coffee is still very hot. It's a great mug. You should have one. Okay. Joanne Burmaster, good morning. Happy New Year. Nice to see you both. It is nice to be seen. I will admit that it was a little difficult getting up this morning, but when you're getting up in the middle of the night, because that's what it feels like, meh. But anyway, it's
Get
always
back in the
nice.
routine again.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little structure. Okay, Jim Whitty, I'll tell you a COVID joke now, but you'll have to wait 2 weeks to see if you got it. Bradley responds, good morning, Jim. Tori Nicole Below Henderson, our viewer from Charlevoix, Michigan,
Charlevoix.
shouting out, Happy New Year to Heidi and crew, family and friends. Sad to hear about the lockdown. It is sad to hear about the lockdown, although nobody has actually said those words, I don't think, until now, but it's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
Well said, Tori, well said. Then we move on to Margie Ian Goldsboro-Heaney. She says, Happy New Year. Happy your positivity is back. Cheers. Aw, thanks. I did my best today. You know, it was kind of a tough one, so I'm hoping tomorrow we'll have some good news to report, or I'm going to have to start actively scouring for that. Anyway, thank you for watching. We have a new viewer, Melford
Yay.
Clark. Ooh, Melford Clark, who happens to be the viewer from the Bahamas.
Oh,
Happy
wow.
New Year from the Bahamas.
When I like to be there.
Right? Well, Melford, thank you for watching and thank you for commenting. What's the weather like there today? See if you can get that answered to me before we wrap it up
Probably
here.
sunny and warm.
Well, yeah, another
little
day in
cloud.
paradise. Inika, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year from the Netherlands. Happy New Year to you. Inika, always nice to hear from you. We've got Ruth watching. Happy New Year, everyone. Cheers to better times, for sure. It's always darkest before the dawn, and it will get better. All right. Steph Swanson, good morning. Good morning to you. Joseph Bertrand, happy 2022. Happy 2022 to you. To you. Yes?
No.
Okay. And then, another viewer. Pam Stafford, love it. Be done with this stuff. Happy New Year. Yes. You can always count on me, Pam, to cut it short when it needs to be cut. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Oh, I thought he was saying we were out. We got to do the 7
No,
day.
I do the 7 day. I got some big news on the 7 day.
All right.
Okay, so let's take a look at 7 day. So consistently, we are seeing very cold temperatures overnight. Just to let you know, it is getting down to close to minus 20, minus 21 for the overnights. And during the day, during the week, we're up and down with temperatures. So that can only spell bad news because we have, when you have temperature fluctuations like that, it tends to bring out more and more snow. So not here in the Sioux particularly, but more towards the north, you're going to see a big dumping of snow. And again, the Sioux could pick up anywhere from 2 to 10 centimeters by the time on Friday, by the time we kind of end with all the snow. And
All
whatnot.
right.
So,
Okay.
so not bad. I mean, considering how much snow we normally have on the ground. So.
Well, I think
we
we
go.
kind of have to start, you know, kind of assigning definitions to bad or good or whatever, you know.
And it depends what you like. Like if you like snow, it's good.
Well, I mean, it is winter. We might as well get it over with. So,
Just a couple more months.
well, I think that's enough for today, really,
Okay.
you know. But we'll come back tomorrow, you know. We'll do this
Sure.
again. We'll get back into a nice routine, you know. Anyway, go about your business. Have a great day and be kind.
We all know that 705 Sports loves to take questions from the community, and we're looking to go one step further. Send in your video question, and it will be used on the show. Dan and I will break down your question and answer it the best to our ability so you can really feel you're a part of the 705 Sports community. 705 Sports airs every Friday at noon on TV and Sioux Online's Facebook page, plus our video on demand service at SiouxOnline.com.